Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the lab. I'm your host, Joshua Diaz, and after great debate, I decided to just come on and talk. It's kind of what I like to do, and sometimes people don't like what I'm talking about, and sometimes they do. And, you know, that's fair enough. I want to start off by saying thank you to everybody for the kind messages. The kind messages and the thoughtfulness. You know, I really do appreciate it. And you know, for every terrible message I get, and there are plenty of them, you know, I get 10 great ones, and I appreciate that. One of the, you know, and I just kind of want to get into it to get to the point. Really, is, you know, I've never really, first of all, I've never claimed anything. I've never claimed to be perfect. I've never claimed to be, you know, a saint. I hear people say things like, you know, hypocrite and arrogant and pompous and, you know, whatever you'd like to say. And now, you know, you can throw on toxic masculinity and, you know, look, first of all, I'll start by addressing that in the past, I have had other shows. These other shows were unsavory, said things that were regrettable, trying, you know, I'm not even going to try and justify it. We did what we did and we did it. And that's it. And I've never hid from that. I've never told people that I didn't do that. I will never say that I didn't. It was a podcast that I worked really hard to build from the ground up. And as over time, it turned into a different kind of a podcast. And it took about a year and a half for it to really start to transform. And but the thing is, like, you know, I've talked about this before. I've never addressed specific statements. It's, you know, it's regrettable. It's regrettable, sure. I, you know, it's just, that's not what I wanted to. I'll tell you that podcast was, I mean, it was pretty, you know, it was pretty good. I mean, when I talk about numbers wise, we did really well and tried to be, you know, the shock jock, saying stupid stuff. And we did, and I did. And it was my show, and I was the one that directed it that way. You know, in conjunction with our sponsors. And, you know, the very early episodes were terrible. No question about it. I'll never deny that. But I, you know, I wasn't there to hide it. I'm not here to hide it. You know, and as for, you know, people saying, you know, the plagiarism stuff, I read off articles all the time in my videos. And yeah, I've gotten sources wrong before, and I've forgotten to source people, but I'm producing the videos and voicing them. It's my work. You know, I don't write every single word. Yeah, and I could do a better job of giving credit, but you know, that's a reach, and you know, you can feel however you want to about that. It's not really what that is not the issue for me. You can say whatever you want about that. Fine. Uh, the fact that somebody has that much time and energy to spend on me is interesting. But nevertheless, I mean, I just explained how it's my work. I voice it and then I edit the videos, put the music in, and some of it I write and some of it I read articles about. I'm not really sure how to explain that any better, but like I said, just do what you want. Do what you want. So anyway, right. Well, it's not really writing a book. It's not. And Agatha, I mean, you can go hang out with all the other people and have fun. It's go enjoy yourself somewhere else. Uh, you know, whatever. Same thing with, you can go to. I mean, I really don't need people in here like that. Don't they say that if they don't talk about you, it's worse? I guess. I guess. Sometimes you want to be talked about, sometimes you don't. That's true. Dreamcatcher, thank you so much. Here's the funny thing. Here's the funniest part about it. They think that I make thousands of dollars on these videos. Um, and I don't. I mean, I don't at all. So, whatever. Um, let's see. Who would for a better term? I mean, yeah, it's strange. I don't, you know what? I don't know. Look, I don't feel bullied. I don't feel bullied at all. Um, I'm I'm an imperfect person. I've never that's the thing. I have never claimed to what your interpretation of me is, whoever's watching this, is your interpretation of me. If you don't like me, you don't like me. If you do, you do. If you think I'm arrogant, then I'm arrogant. If you don't like the way I run my show or whatever, then fine. Fair enough. I'm not gonna argue with you about it. I'm sure I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I mean, you can clearly hear me reading. Um, and these people that are, that hide behind a screen and say things about you or try to intimidate you or mock you or whatever they try to do. I mean, I could do all that as well. I'm tempted. I've been tempted. You know, Lilac said, "Yeah, Lilac. Yeah, yes. Wikipedia is something else that I use. How else am I? I can't write a story. I don't know the story about. You know. I think. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. I get it, Josh. I'm biracial, and there are white people in my family to this day who make insensitive jokes, but we don't consider them to be racist. We just correct them, and they do better. I mean, I'm not. I don't even really want to address that because that's just weird. I'm not. This has nothing to do with race. If you've ever seen, I saw somebody earlier say, "Oh my God, he's going to say that he has a black friend." Yeah, yeah, I have a black friend and two black sons and a black ex-wife and a black cousin and a Jewish grandmother and a, you know, whatever. That's one of the quickest way. That's the quickest way for people to take shots at you. Oh, he's racist. Right. Okay. Well, whatever. It's weird because like I'm not yeah, I have a black dog too. Mary said you're a good man, don't beat yourself up over anything. The clips are what really, kind of they don't bother me. And don't worry, I'm gonna strike the channel into oblivion so it doesn't really matter. You want to talk about using somebody else's work and then let's talk about it. But um the they're it's not that you're not saying that. I had a guy on my show one time who was close to denying the Holocaust. We were arguing about it. I told him it was ridiculous and not to do it. This was later on in the show, like much further down the road. No, but nobody's going to play that. Why play that one? Don't play that one. Don't play me getting overly upset that somebody was trying to pull that, or me arguing with having an actual sexist human on the show and me fighting them about it every bit of the way, telling them how horrible of a person they are. And but nobody wants to play that. I've never hidden the podcast. Never, never, ever. I never will. I never will. Um, I'm, certainly not. This is a great question. Honest question. Why do you promote your podcast if those episodes exist that you say are not you? I didn't, first of all, Maggie, I didn't say they were not me. What I said was that was the beginning of the show, and it sucks that I did that, and but the show evolved. There are episodes of me talking to Columbine survivors. There are episodes of me when the pandemic happened. Two episodes with an epidemiologist, or was he epidemiologist? I don't think that's the correct term. Maybe he is. Dr. Bharat Pankanya. Very proud of that. I have done stuff on. I mean, this is as the evolution of the show. And while I, don't think about those things, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a hateful person. I'm sometimes I think I'm funny and sometimes I'm way off. Yeah, maybe it's a virologist. I don't know. I can't remember. The people playing your shows without your permission are doing what you're blaming for. It's senseless argument they created. It's, no argument here. Josh, keep on doing. We'll learn or should learn daily. There's always someone throwing pot shots. Yeah. Yeah, I guess there is. Brett, thank you so much for being here and all the support. Bristol is a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Bristol, for becoming a YouTube member. You've come to the right place if you want to be offended. Everyone starts somewhere. I was called a hacker and told everyone is scared of me. They do not know me. Look at my channel. That is who I am, not what people run their mouth about. Level headed. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate that. I have said and done things I'm not super proud of, but I will give you the shirt off my back. Josh, I like you, buddy. Of course. Yeah, like of course I'm not proud of it. And you say, why did you promote the podcast? Well, like I said, there was a lot of other stuff on there, a lot of good stuff. And yeah, and you could even if you went back and listened as the show kind of progresses. I remember we had these conversations like, oh, were we taking it too far? Are we kind of being ridiculous? Like, is it, too much? And, yeah, the answer is yes, it was too much. The answer is it was too much, no doubt. And, and there is an evolution, it's like, okay, well, we shouldn't say this, or then we shouldn't say that. We shouldn't, be mean to, even though those things were said, they're not my stance. I've never felt that way about anything or anybody. But if I would have hidden it and somebody eventually find it, I would feel worse about that. I thought there were. I thought that the podcast was, I mean, like I said, I've regretted saying things and being a part of things, and but I do appreciate all the perfect people. You should see some of these emails. You should see some of these emails. I mean, it is people are unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I could do this back. I don't want to, but I'm not going, Lulu, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You've grew and evolved into a better channel. That's what matters. I think so, but there's just people out there that don't like me or like what I've done or said or been or whatever. Look, man, I'm the ultimate underdog. Everybody expects me to be a scumbag, and unfortunately, I'm not. I don't feel that I am. I have no criminal history. I've, never been in any kind of trouble ever. Have I said stupid things on a podcast before? Yeah. Have I lied to people before? Yeah. Have I gotten in arguments with people? Yeah. Imagine being that hateful though, you know? I mean, it's just not everyone likes us or accepts us. Who cares? I I unsubscribed to two YouTube channels today as creators were putting you and Chris down. They don't know what kind of good guys you are, you know, and that's another thing. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Chris has nothing to do with this. Chris has nothing to do with this at all. At all. A lot of people don't like him for other reasons. Now, some of it will be because he associates with me, and God forbid I've said something or done something in the past that was bad, mean, wrong. You know, that's it. It is a nice thing. One of the things that I have realized over time is like when people are down, or it's like the fun thing to do to get involved in, tearing people down that have been torn down their entire life. And make no mistake about it, folks, that's exactly what I've been through. I've had people say to me, you play up the dead mom card all the time, and you know who you are. I've heard it. I've seen it. And nothing could be farther from the truth. Teresa's doing better, I believe. Yes. But you know what? I mean, you should see some of the messages that I get. People want nothing better than to just tear somebody down. I mean, it is the absolute truth, and that's just how life is. Keep it coming. Keep it coming, because I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. Let's see. People making a big deal out of this are jealous of your personal and channel growth. They need to sit back, watch, and learn. In my opinion, muscles and mascara. Thank you so much for being here. And that's yeah, and I've seen that one too. I've seen this one for a long time. You're a narcissist. That's what people. That's another thing. So you're either a racist, a narcissist, um, a sexist, or whatever. I'm none of those things. If you think that I am, then fine. That's fine. But it's just not true. The people look. Do you think that who puts these clips out, or does whatever that they're doing? Do you think that it's to save the YouTube community, or do you think that it's a personal vendetta that they don't like me? You tell me. You tell me. Oh, I'm here to save your subscribers, Josh. Right. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I'm here to save and expose you, you evil human. Kidoki. Whatever. I don't care. I I want to save this community. Why don't you just like go somewhere else, you know? Doesn't you know, they could whoever can do whatever, it doesn't bother me. And by the way, like this is the last time I'll even talk about it. If you don't like my show, then you don't have to watch. But I always find it odd that somebody would hang around in a chat room, wait a certain amount of time, and then be able to just slip in their little, you know, who cares what people say behind your back that they don't have that they don't have the guts to say to your face. That's what happens. You know, look, for the record, and I'll just say this 100%. Not only am I not better than anybody, I've never thought that I was better than anybody. I never thought that I was smarter than anybody. I've never thought that at all. I've never thought that at all. I never will think that. Um, and you know what? For the record, I work really hard on my stuff, and I get it. You go, oh well, you read off Wikipedia. Oh, you read off it. No, no crap, dude. No crap. It's just like, and it goes so much farther as to he who is without sin cast the first stone. You know, there are people say you have no business covering true crime. I didn't ask for your opinion. I didn't ask for your opinion. I have every business doing whatever I want, whenever I want, talking about whatever I want, whenever I want, and I will continue to do that. I have every right to do it. I have every right to do it. And I choose to not cover a lot of stuff. Look, you know what? I'll just tell you guys this the other day. I had a conversation with Jagger. Do you guys know who Jagger is? Kid from the Kylie Rodney case, the one everybody wanted to get on a show and so they could talk to and blah, 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 blah. Anybody remember him? Okay, you remember. Okay, so cool. I had a conversation with the kid. And you know what I told him? Head for Z Hills, brother. Please don't. Not even on my show. Oh, we could put 4,000 people in this room right now. People will listen. But people will listen, Josh. I don't care, Jag. I really do. No, run away. Run away, my friend. Please, you're 17. Run away. Yeah, that was a real dirtbag move of me. I'll tell you that. I've tried to head him off at the path. Please run away. Most people don't care about you. Most people want to try to make your life worse. Most people just don't care about anybody else. Run, kid. You're 17. These people don't care about you. They don't want to hear your side of the story, just like they don't want to hear my side of anything. And I think he is going to take my advice. The irony is they're covering your content of covering cited content. I know. It's pretty amazing to me, but I love you, Josh, and your show. Please keep your head up. Thank you. Appreciate that. My head is up. I promise you. My head is up. My heart is full. Um, and I knew when I when I started this channel, I knew that eventually somebody would do that. I even had conversations with people about it. I said, well, that's just what's going to happen. That's just what's going to happen. And I just accepted it. I just said, well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I could have taken all of that down. Sure. I sure could have. I just chose not to. I'm not running from anything. I'm not hiding anything. It's not a big secret. Um, that podcast got more views than this show ever got and probably will ever get because people like that crap. Guess who didn't like it? Me. That's why I stopped doing it. That's why I don't do it. Because I did not like it anymore. It didn't feel good to me. I hated it and I stopped it. I started it and I stopped it. And I accept that. I accept that I said it. I accept that I hurt people by saying it. I accept that I offended people by saying it. And I'm sorry that I did that. I'll forever be sorry for things that I've said and done to people. But I'm not sure that a lot of people that do the things to us are sorry that they do it. Well, the sorry is kind of one-sided sometimes. And the people that were, either that were on the fence about me will fall off the other way because of this. And that's, I get it. I pray for the anger in those people's hearts. I have anger too. I know what it's like. I mean, like I said, you should see some of these emails. I've never seen such holier than thou people. The internet has a lot of very perfect people, especially when they don't like you. They're everywhere. They love it. They're perfect. Josh, this isn't really who you are. You're a blah 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 blah. How are you going to tell me who I am? I don't even know you. At least I have the balls enough to share some of my life with you. How many emails do you get where people say, you know what? You stopped me from doing something stupid. Your words changed my day. I get a lot of those too. And that's who I'm here for. And yeah, this makes me happy. I feel much more fulfilled doing this kind of a show. Do I like to still do funny? Whatever that was, I get it. It wasn't funny, but do I like to still try to have a funny format? Of course. Of course. People have written me and say you stopped me from making the worst decision of my life. And I mean multiples. Multiples. And I don't know what I said or when I said it. Y'all get a lot of emails like that. I bet they don't. It's all bad, and obviously you got comfortable with not giving the actual articles you were reading props. Yeah, I guess. I mean, sometimes you just read. But yeah, okay, fine. A little bit says, "You've helped me more than you know," and you guys have helped me, and that's a fact. And that's a fact. And Monica, I want to say, by the way, even when I did and I do credit, they were like, "Oh, he's so stupid. He mixed them up." It's not about that. That's not what that is about. Oh, he mixed it up and then he pronounced someone's name wrong. Okay, whatever. Patty says you've helped me a lot too, and you've helped me a lot too, Patty. Rachel Will says, Josh, I've had a lot of frowns that you and your mods have turned upside down. Thank you for the smile and laughs. I appreciate this. I can't remember what I did last year, let alone 2019. Well, don't record yourself doing it. Don't record yourself doing it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You've always brought attention to victims of crime, especially children. What you're doing is important. Much love from Tennessee. Thank you. Some people can't see past the tip of their nose. I've been that person. I'm still that person sometimes. You've always brought attention to the victims. I mean, that's what I try. I left here the other night in tears because of the painful stories people were brave enough to share. Where else do you see that happening? The lab might could count on one hand, honestly. The somebody, and by the way, please don't send me anything that anybody does anymore. Like I'm not gonna open it because I don't care. But somebody did send me something that was a comment that said, "Did you guys see him fake crying at the end of one of his episodes?" And they must have been talking about the Eliza Fletcher episodes, where I was talking about the little kids, that are without their mother. First of all, how hateful can somebody be to even say such a thing? Um, First of all, there was nothing fake about that at all. Nothing. Um, and kind of like laugh about it. I'd go, wow, so weird. I mean, that's just totally off topic. That's just hateful. That's just hateful. Um, my heart was broken, and it still is. And if you want to mock somebody for crying, fine. That's fine. There's nothing fake about that. There's nothing fake about my sincerity for people who struggle or do things. But once again, I've got to reiterate, the perception of me that you have is your perception. I'm not telling you that I am the Messiah. I am not telling you that I am the next thing or the best next thing. I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you who I am. And that's Joshua Diaz. And I can stand up here and show my face and say who I am. And that's what I do. I remember my grandpa, I was so fed up with like church and just so I played the drums in my church for years and years. And the I got a girl pregnant, she now my ex-wife, but that marriage lasted a good 2 years. It was a solid run. And I think I remember I was told by the church that I couldn't play the drums anymore because I was having a child out of wedlock. I was like 18 and it sucked and I was bummed. And it 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 sucked. And so I was like, you know what? I don't need church. I don't want church. I don't like that is so these people are so hypocritical. So I was so mad. I was so mad. And after a couple of years, my grandfather who helped write the bylaws to the church, who's a, you know, it's always like, come on, Josh, let's go to church. Nah, no, thank you. Why not? Why not? Because I don't want to go. How come? Because I don't. I said I'm not going to go be around hypocrites. I was 18. I didn't understand anything. But I'm not going to go be around hypocrites. That's what I said. And every time he would invite me, I would say the same thing. No, I'm not going to go be around those hypocrites. I'm just not. And it was my grandma's birthday, and he says, Josh, he called me. He says, "Hey, we're all going to church for your grandma's birthday." And I said, "No, I'm not." And he says, "Why?" And I said, "You know why?" And he goes, "The hypocrite thing." I said, "Yeah, the hypocrite thing." And he goes, I remember he goes, Josh, it's your grandma's birthday. She wants you to go to church. And I said, Grandpa, it's full of hypocrites. And he says, I know. And there's room for one more. So let's go. I never forgot that. I never, ever, ever forgot that. If you think I'm a hypocrite, fine. If you think I'm a bad person for the things that I've said in the past, fine. I'll take that. I did go. Yes, I did go that day. And, of course, I'm not my past and neither are you. You're not the same as you were yesterday. There are changes in your body. Your hair's a little bit longer. Your nails have grown even though you can't see it. It takes time and effort and energy. Your feet uh, grow a little more tired. Your the cartilage in your back breaks down just a little bit more. Your eyesight gets a little worse. You're not the same person that you were yesterday or the day before. And we go through peaks and valleys, and I've been through peaks and I've been through valleys, and I've done right and I've done wrong, and I figure that that will be the way that it goes. All of this is just a blip in time. I am just a blip in time. And, one of the times I think, it's not always about the messenger, it's about the message. And am I an imperfect messenger? Yes. Do I have a message? I think so. I think so. And and for the people that want to circle up and mock and say, "Oh, you so this or so that," knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. But I'm telling you right now, no matter what I've done in my past, no matter what I'll do in my future, I've helped at least somebody. I've at least helped somebody. And you can say things that are half truths, that are lies, that are things that are taken out of context, and some things that are completely in context. You can do all those things. I am who I am, and I'm not saying sorry for that. I have witnessed things. I've survived I have survived struggles that most people don't even witness in their life. And if you don't know what it's like to get your head right, if you don't know what it's like to be a 3-year-old little kid going around checking the windows, making sure that, your dad's not coming back after you, and you don't think that that does something to your state of mind or as you're growing up affect how you think or how you try to um you know cocoon yourself from the world by saying stupid jokes and thinking that you're Howard Stern when you're really just Josh Diaz. Well, more power to you. It's real funny, that I laugh that uh two little kids lost their their mother to a brutal attack. Ha ha ha. Really, that's great. I mean, I hope you really sleep well at night. I could tell you things and that I haven't even told you half of the stuff that I've been through because there's no need for it. None. There's no need for it. I have some of the best, smartest friends that give the best advice. And I'm so thankful. Retro Girl became a member. Thank you so much. I, I see a lot of people on Instagram or not Instagram on YouTube say, that they're they're victims advocate, and then a lot of people question whether people really are, a victims advocate or not. And um, I was a victims advocate before I knew what YouTube, before I had ever been on YouTube. I um I went to these meetings. They were called Victim Witness. Victim Witness is a wonderful program here in California, and I'm so I was so glad to have been a part of that and even use the resources that was given to me when I was a kid. And met other kids that have been through, the same thing. And the funny thing is, you can talk about this stuff and people call you a tragedy peddler or you're using your story for this. What do you want me to use my story for? What is it that you want me to keep it in and just not say anything ever? That's not in my DNA. I literally came from the ashes and I'm still there. I am still down. I'll never get over it. That's what, people ask me all the time, how'd you get over it? I didn't. I never did. And I never will. Nobody gets over that kind of stuff. Nobody. The reason that I have chose to do this kind of stuff is maybe my mother's short existence where she didn't get to do anything and and left a couple of kids without her, without her, I wouldn't say permission. It wasn't just something, she wasn't like, yeah, I'm taking off on these kids. She had no choice in this matter. And I grew up in a very weird headspace, paranoid even. And it's Josh. I was sitting here one night with a loaded gun to my head. You started talking about Peter Pan. I listened to you intently. When you were done, I was in tears and laid the gun down. Thank you. Well, as I say in the description, I didn't write that. I voiced it. I edited clips, but it's not the messenger, it's the message. And there will be people that, don't like me forever. And I don't care. I really don't. Somebody said, Josh, I can honestly tell you're a genuine person. No, I've felt that for a long time. I think you're amazing how you continue to carry on and strive to help others. You choose to do what you want for good. No, we did. We all did. Nobody does the kind of stuff, that we do here. Nobody does this stuff because of the people that are here. I think that my show's mediocre at best. The other night when we had phone ins and just the person after person calling, and I don't know if any of you noticed, I didn't say a word. I just listened. Not a word. Not one. Because I was taking it in. I was taking it all in. And it was one of the most incredible shows that I've ever been a part of. And I'll tell you what the incredible part was. It wasn't me. It certainly wasn't me. That was the most incredible part of that show. It was you, not me. It's not about me. I've said I have said this from the beginning. There's nothing remarkable about me. I know that people heap praise on creators that that is undeserving or whatever, and I appreciate all the love and support that I'll ever get from you, but it's not about me. It's never been about me. I believe some people see you as being your authentic self and they don't even recognize what authenticity is because so many people are fake. I appreciate your authenticity. Thank you for what you do. Thank you. I appreciate that. I just never understand why people who don't like someone can't just move on and not watch. It's really simple. Because they're on a mission, that they think that they're, saving saving the world. They get so caught up in their own agenda that they don't see they don't see the hypocrisy in what they do. I mean, you guys would be shocked. I've been cyber stalked. I've been harassed. I've I've had to get blockers on my phone. Um, it's crazy. Now I've gotten so many I've even gotten death threats. Why? I don't know. Yeah, he even knows what it's about. It's weird. It's really it's really weird. Where the wind blows. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Just I mean, it is. God came to me as a small child before I was taken to church. I knew my dad wouldn't protect me, but Jesus would. That's another thing. And I'm not hiding behind religion. It was funny. I was talking to Chris the other day, and regardless of what anybody thinks or says, like that's my friend. He's just my friend. This whole like I said, this whole YouTube stuff and can go away, and he's gonna be my friend, and I'm gonna talk to him. I talk, whatever. I like the guy. He likes me. We're buddies. Get over it. And you know, I even look at him as somewhat of a mentor, obviously. And when I first started talking to him, and he would tell you this, I was really struggling with faith. My faith was just it just wasn't there. Even though I grew up in church, my faith wasn't there. And I think that I've had a lot of reason to doubt in life. Look, man, I'll just flat out tell you, I was I was diagnosed with survivor's guilt at a pretty young age. And when they first told me that, I said, What the hell is that? What's survivor's guilt? I don't even know what that is." It didn't hit me until I was about 18, 19 years old. And um my world started crashing. Uh I was spiraling. I was just spiraling, man, and I had just gotten um was just expecting my first kid, and I remember being too scared to live and too scared to die. And I didn't know what to do. And I made a doctor's appointment. When my mom was killed at such a young age, I always never understood why she was the only one. And when I turned 23, it got even worse when she passed. And so no, I understand. It's fine. But I grew up thinking that, and today I still think about it. Um, I don't know. Anyway, so I had to get on some medicine. The only thing that I knew what to do, I had no idea. I had gone to therapy and all this stuff, and I just said I just don't feel good. I just feel like um, I don't know what it. I couldn't describe it to you, but nothing felt right. nothing felt right. And so I went to the doctor. I made a doctor's appointment because I didn't know what else to do. And so, we had talked about the diagnosis, and he wanted to get me on medication. I was like, dude, that's not for me. That's not for me. And he says, yes, it is. I remember him. And matter of fact, this doctor, his name, I won't tell you, but his name was Dr. Egan or whatever. Yeah, we'll just say that. And I think he was a practitioner at the time. And what he did was, he said, look, nobody wants to. And he goes, you're, what's happening in your brain is your lack of serotonin and able to calm yourself when you just feel like you're free falling. I had been in counseling. I had been in counseling. I'm really sorry to hear that. It's a terrible thing. No, no, I don't. I just remember chunks, sounds, smells, mostly the sounds. Look, I don't even really want to get into it, but like I heard so much bellowing and crying and screaming, and I can hear it like it's nothing. Whatever, everybody has their crap. But no, I don't remember everything, but I remember a lot. No, it's okay. It's all right. And I've had night terrors. I've whatever. The fact of the matter is, like, nobody ever expected me to do anything, ever, myself included. I'm not a fake. I'm not a phony. I'm not a fraud. I'm not whatever your perception of me is your perception of me. I've never claimed to be anything that I'm not. And I never will. That's how the world is. That's how the world is. Anyway, I was telling Chris, that I have been, I've struggled with faith. I've struggled with um, the concept of a higher power, all these things that, you know, I'm convinced, and then I'm not, and then I'm, whatever, I don't know. And probably in the last year, my faith, especially really in the last couple months, especially, that um, my faith has has grown, and I've been really diligent trying to work on it. And I've come to the conclusion that not only do I believe in God and Jesus Christ and that, there was a man that walked the earth named Jesus. And I was one of those super skeptical people about it, going, it sounds, nah, nah, nah. I'm too scared to not believe. I'm too scared not to believe. The thought that we're in this world, this hateful, sinful world, and by the way, that I participate in, what else? It's too scary of a thought. It's just too scary of a thought for me. And I don't try to push my beliefs on anybody. My beliefs are my beliefs, and my relationship with you know with God is my relationship with God, and there are people that don't believe in God, and then there are people that say that they believe in nothing. I mean, you can believe in that, but I just can't. I'm too scared to do that, because there's got to be something better. Life is great, and then life can be really cruel, but we can't all have the same outcome. I mean, people say things like life isn't fair. Well, no crap. That goes without saying. If life was fair, we'd all be born with the same, built the same, with the same abilities, with the same intelligence, with the same looks, with, we'd all be carbon copies of each other. So life being not fair is redundant. It is a redundant thing to say. And if anybody thinks that it is, it's not. And I'm here to tell you that right now, because it's one of the stupidest things people say. Life isn't fair. Well, I mean, that just goes without saying. What is fair is that we can all try to coexist in a peaceful, meaningful way. If I'm the definition of evil, then the world is in good hands, folks. If the things that I said in the past damn me to hell, I just don't believe that they do. EW became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. We can all coexist. We can all make mistakes, and then we can all forgive. We're all capable of it. We just don't all do it. I am not very good at holding a grudge. Sometimes I wish I was better at it. Sometimes I wish I was better at sticking up for myself instead of just blowing stuff off. I've gotten better with age, but I wish that I didn't have. First of all, I didn't have that in me as a kid at all. I mean, it was just like, that's why I had so many extracurricular activities. That's why I played baseball. That's why I played the drums and did music, and to build some self confidence. My self-confidence comes from me just trying to build it up, and people want to tear it down. And okay, fine. Good luck. Expose me. I don't care. Just remember there's two sides to every story. And when there's nobody to rebut that, then it, seems one-sided. I don't want to burn anybody to the ground. I don't care. Not just no civilian, no normal person. I mean, if you're a child predator or, Don Wells, then yeah. Oh, but Josh, you said this in the past. How dare you mock Don? Shut up. I have an idea, but not important for now. Don chose the wrong path. I agree. I agree. Raise of hands who all is perfect as a person. I didn't think so. We're all humans, so is Josh. 110%. Captain Jack. I don't know who said that, but yes, 110%. It was right. It was just me talking out loud. Write it. But yeah, those are my words and only mine. And only mine. Can we? I don't have a torpedo sound. How am I going to do that? Nine 949 Sherry. Hey, how's it going? Thank you. I love you too. I appreciate you, Josh. I've listened to your channels and you have been an inspiration to not just me, but my husband also. Keep your head up. You have an amazing heart. A flare gun. Well, I always have the flare gun. I keep it. I keep it close. I keep that toaster close. Woo! I'm feeling great energy. I'll tell you that. I'm feeling great energy. And I love it. He had a big day. Otis had a big day today. Big day for Odie. Sherry, good. I'm glad that you did a live. That's awesome. Did it feel good? The energy is the energy is perfect. The energy is good. Get off my property. How dare you? There's no birthday, but he played with a bunch of people. He was just running around like a maniac. I mean, he was just out of his mind, having a great time, like he always does. Maui girl, so good to see you. Thank you for being here. JLo too, thank you so much. And Chris had a fantastic show earlier as well. You just found the meaning of life, Josh. If you can save one life, if you can put one smile on someone's face or make one person feel good, that's what it's all about. Yeah, I didn't know that the requirement to have a YouTube channel and talk about it is to be to be perfect. I didn't know that when I signed up, or I wouldn't have. Um, and anybody that's listened to this show for any amount of time knows for a fact that I've always said that I'm the furthest thing away from perfect, and that I did a show that I didn't like to do anymore because we said stupid stuff that was hurtful. Said it a bunch. Tons and tons of time. Perfection is boring. You and Chris are my faves. I'm behind the chat, but y'all both are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And imagine how many people are just watching this just because they want to, and they want to say something, oh, he said this or he said that. Um, what a life. What a life. Can you imagine that? I would never, ever, ever listen to somebody that I couldn't stand. Never. It's weird. That's not good. Do you have a fart sound on your board? No, I don't. I should, though. Wait, someone didn't like the podcast? Loved that show. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it, which I am totally good with. I do. I mean, I get it. Lula says a friend of mine was crowned Miss Texas, then Miss USA, and the day after, someone found a 10-year old offensive tweet of hers. She was a teen then. Tried so hard to counsel her. She apologized. Yeah, this goes a little bit beyond um cancel culture. I mean, it's personal. It's whatever. It's people not having a life and trying to ruin other people's. But the funny thing, my life was ruined a long time ago. I've just been rebuilding it. Um, my whole life I've been rebuilding. Where's the corn dog banner? I don't have one. Yeah, please do hit the like. Thank you for being a friend. I like that song a lot. I always have. Yeah, we need more friends. I appreciate that. Yes, for sure. No, I get it. I get it. I've gotten messages from people that I wouldn't respond to that, were just taking things really too far. I mean, they would threaten to, do themselves in if I didn't respond. It just, I don't know how to handle that stuff. I just don't. It's weird. It's all weird, man. People are weird. I'm weird. The world is weird. Kelly S sees you, Brenda. Yeah. Yes. It would be bad. It would be bad. Danielle, you've always been good to me, Josh. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Danielle. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. I mean, it is, you live and you learn, do what you can, and we just keep trying. We just keep trying. I appreciate you guys being here tonight and listening to me rant. And let's see. All things McKee says it's funny how someone is putting out negative vibes about a podcast you yourself have said that you didn't like. This is why you stopped doing it. Evidently, they don't stay current on you, Josh. Well, the thing was, yeah, I get it. Like it was still being promoted, but it was still being promoted. But that wasn't all that was on there. My God, my God. Um, Jesse says love is stronger than hate, and we all make mistakes. It'll be okay. Now you can say we have seen the worst, and you're still here. I mean, yeah, maybe I don't know. The worst is yet to come. Maybe who knows? I don't know, man. I look, I'm not who I was yesterday. I didn't say this stuff yesterday. I definitely said the stuff, done stuff, and it's like, have you ever said a lie? Yeah. Have you ever lied? Absolutely. Have you ever, been so confused about stuff that you do things out of your character? For sure. Forgive the past. It is over. Learn from it. Let it go. People are constantly changing and growing. Do not cling to a limited, disconnected, negative image of a person in the past. See that person now. Your relationship is always alive and changing. Brian West. Muscles and Mascara. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love and support and all the new members. And Linda, thank you for gifting 5 memberships and the 3 new members that we had today. And like I said, I'm sorry for some of the things that I've said in the past. They're very insensitive and not something that I endorse, even though I've done it. I love you, Chris. I love you.